From the appearance of the adorable Tuca cat to references from Clone Wars that make us nostalgic, there's a lot in the new Ahsoka trailer that you might have missed, like the reference to Heir to the Empire. The trailer got off to a fast start, with a lot of Star Wars Rebels characters coming back, including our first look at Grand Admiral Thrawn. Now, fans of The Mandalorian already knew that Ahsoka was after the Chiss military leader since Season 2, but now we know he's also coming to this show. And to get Star Wars fans even more excited, the Jedi says she's heard rumors that Thrawn will come back as heir to the Empire. Some people might think that this is just a throwaway line to set up this new villain, but fans of the expanded universe will recognize right away this was a reference to Thrawn's first appearance in Timothy Zahn's book Heir to the Empire. The story unfolds 5 years after the Empire was defeated at the Battle of Endor. Grand Admiral Thrawn gathers his Imperial troops, which includes a clone of Jedi Master Joruus C'baoth. This makes the New Republic face a huge threat. The fan-favorite novel is the first in Zahn's trilogy that introduces Thrawn to the Star Wars world, and many people think it is the best place to start when looking for a Thrawn story. If Lucasfilm uses parts of it to make the character's story arc in Ahsoka, fans are in for a real treat. Speaking of treats, there's also a mysterious character in the trailer, and he's played by Ray Stevenson. And even though he is not named or spoken to directly, you could tell that he's of the calm, cool, and collected type, as he strikes a team of rebels with a bright red lightsaber and the Force choke, which is a signature Sith move.
Fell a long time ago. We have to prepare for the worst.
And since Ahsoka doesn't waste any time showing that Grand Admiral Thrawn will be a big part of this new show, it wouldn't be too much of a stretch to think that Stevenson's character, Baylan Skoll, might be based on the same book series that Thrawn comes from. Fans are speculating if Baylan is a clone of Joruus C'baoth, as he bears a striking resemblance to him. Now, if you don't know, Joruus C'baoth is a dark Jedi who plays a big role in many of Thrawn's plans. He was introduced in the book Heir to the Empire, and is himself a clone of the dead Jedi Master Joruus C'baoth, who was a friend of Emperor Palpatine. Now, in the Star Wars universe, clones usually have misspelled names. Since cloning is a big part of both The Mandalorian and the new movie trilogy, which features a cloned Palpatine, it would make sense for Ahsoka to feature a cloned Jedi to show that this has been going on for decades. Details about Baylan Skoll are sure to be very intriguing, and we should finally find out how he is connected to Thrawn. But the surprise appearances don't just end there. The trailer also gave us a glimpse of Tuca Cat. Now, every Star Wars project is full of conflict, and Ahsoka is no exception. So get ready for some serious space battles and threats that our heroes will have to face head-on. The entire galaxy will be in danger, and our beloved characters will have their hands full. But here's the thing, Star Wars knows that cute and cuddly creatures are the way to our hearts. Plus, they also make for a pretty good marketing strategy. So, Ahsoka is coming in hot with the cutest creatures in the galaxy, Tuca Cats. The trailer shows that these orange animals are cute, but they don't just sit around and look pretty. No, Tucas are also known for being good hunters, and most of the time, they are used to get rid of pests. The creatures have been in live-action Star Wars shows before, most recently on The Mandalorian, where they can be seen digging through trash and growling at Grogu. The Tuca Cat in the Ahsoka trailer looks cleaner and kinder than a few of its peers, and its big appearance suggests that it might be the most important cat in the Star Wars series to date. Like, believe me, this creature has the potential to be the next Grogu. But enough with all these new creatures. Let's take a step back into the past with those Clone Wars references. references. There are a lot of homages in the first scenes of the trailer, but one scene in particular stands out. When Ahsoka, played by Rosario Dawson, pulls out her lightsabers, she uses the Force to spin them around and dig a hole in the ground. She looks like she's getting ready for war, since she's done the same thing before when things were getting dangerous. This move is a nod to something that happens in Clone Wars. See, in one episode, the Force-sensitive Togruta uses the technique so that she and Rex can get away from a group of clones during Order 66. It's a small part of the movie, but Star Wars fans who look closely will love it. Still, the Clone Wars reference isn't the only Easter egg in the teaser for Ahsoka. In the same scene, Ahsoka also acts like a well-known vampire hunter from a very famous film franchise. I'm talking about Underworld. Star Wars Underworld was supposed to be a TV show about organized crime in the city of Coruscant, but it was never made. Unfortunately, the project died when Disney bought Lucasfilm and moved forward with new movies and TV shows. As of this video, there are no plans to bring the Underworld back to life. The good news is that the Ahsoka trailer references another Underworld movie that actually has nothing to do with the Star Wars series. But hey, it's still pretty cool. In one scene from the teaser, the main character uses her tools to cut through a stone coating and descend to an underground lair. The scene reminded fans of the 2003 movie Underworld. There's a moment in the movie in which Kate Beckinsale's character, Celine, who's a vampire hunter, shoots through a floor and lands the same way Ahsoka does in the trailer for the Disney Plus show. Since both Ahsoka and Underworld are about women who beat up bad guys, it's nice to see the Star Wars series give a shout out to the fun action horror blockbuster. It would actually be a really cool crossover. And for people wondering if we're getting a live action version of any other famous characters, yes, we are. And it's none other than Sabine Wren. She'll be played by Natasha Liu Bordizzo, which is shown early on in the Ahsoka teaser video. Sabine is a Mandalorian warrior from the cartoon series Star Wars Rebels, which takes place in the early years of the rebellion, before the events of the first Star Wars. She helps bring her people together by taking the darksaber from her enemies. Even though she hasn't used a sword in years, Sabine still has all the skills of a seasoned fighter. Before Rebels ends, Sabine and Ezra Bridger, another member of the Ghost team, become very close. But at the end of Rebels, Ezra suddenly disappears. In the last episode of the series, Family Reunion and Farewell, the Spectres break up, and Ahsoka and Sabine go out into space to look for their lost friend. Since Ahsoka and The Mandalorian take place years after Return of the Jedi, it's not clear if these two are still looking for their fallen friend or if they've given up. Since the Grand Admiral was the last person to see Ezra living, she may want to talk to the Imperial Warlord about where her friend is. We hope to see her be a big part of the story. But that's all for everything that you missed in the Ahsoka trailer.